Our AmplifiHER Award is given to someone who advances opportunity and equality for women and girls in New Hampshire. And quite frankly, I can't imagine better people to receive our AmplifiHER Award than Martha and Jeff Clark.
I think our involvement in the community started really from the moment that we arrived in Portsmouth.
We met Jeff first at a dinner party. Martha couldn't come, so we really enjoyed Jeff, and he, at the end of the evening as we were leaving, he invited us to come for dinner the next week. And we accepted, and he forgot to tell Martha. So we arrived at their house. She had no idea who we were, why we were there, you know, and she was fabulous. And we had spaghetti, and it was very good.
The thing about Jeff and Martha is just how engaging they are. Everybody wants to be a part of what they're doing. And they make it not only interesting and meaningful, they make it fun.
Well, Martha and Jeff each individually have made substantial contributions to the progressive community and the advancement of women and girls. But when you put their efforts together and see how they reflect upon one another with their deep commitment to evolving New Hampshire, they really have an exponential value with the footprint that they're leaving.
As leaders in the community and in the state, they serve as an example to other philanthropists, to other individuals who are looking at making a direct impact on an organization, on a campaign, on an idea that they think is going to be transformative. They step up, they show up, and they use their dollars to really affect change. And I think that that's remarkable.
If you look at the people here tonight, if you look at what the New Hampshire Women's Foundation has been able to do, if you look at the work that's going on in the state to try to eradicate gender inequality and to promote and advance women and girls, you can't even talk about it without talking about Martha and Jeff. They were early movers and shakers when it came to the fact that issues of inequality existed right here in New Hampshire too, and that we could do something about them. And they proceeded to do something about it.
Well, I mean, it just seems so obvious. I mean, it just seems so obvious. Why would you say that someone should or shouldn't be able to do something just because of their chromosomes or their DNA? I mean, it's just foolishness. And besides, I'd better be in favor of it or I'll get in trouble.
I didn't go to the legislature with a public commitment to women's issues, but I had a constituent early on who was dying of breast cancer and could not get the health care that she needed. She had to fight with her insurance company to get it covered. They were covering comparable expensive treatments for men, but they weren't covering it for women. It just became more and more important to me to lead on these issues that would advance women in our state.
When we started the Women's Fund, Martha was one of the very first people I called, and she's just been a powerhouse ever since.
I think that she has a very deep-rooted sense of fairness. And that combines with a real empathy for people who don't have what she has, who don't have the comforts of life. And, you know, she gets it.
It's easy to write a check, but that's something that's replaceable. Someone like Martha's life work, getting up, going to the State House 7 o'clock in the morning, doing all the things that you have to do as a politician, that time and that effort, that's irreplaceable.
Jeff, I think, is incredibly patient and supportive of Martha's schedule. He is really there for her in a way that most husbands would not be.
Jeff is one of the most supportive husbands in the whole state, but he also is completely engaged in his own right.
When I think about Jeff's work with Planned Parenthood and his commitment to reproductive justice, I think that many women in New Hampshire and across New England have Jeff to thank for his willingness to serve on the board and also his willingness to stand up and to provide significant funds so that Planned Parenthood and Planned Parenthood Action Fund could do their work.
One thing that has been foundational for me is practicing medicine for 35 years, going to the office and dealing with people and their problems. And I consider that to have been a real privilege and a real eye-opener, and something that's kept me grounded. And if you really have empathy for the people you deal with, it makes you realize that you've got to work for something bigger than yourself.
We all have a certain amount of time here, and I think, you know, it seems important to me that we do as much as we can during our lifetime to improve the quality of life for our family, for our friends, for our neighbors, for our community.
With Jeff and Martha, I think the legacy that would be the quality of their relationships to people.
That's big.
And, you know, who knows for any of us what that really means in terms of legacy, but if that's the most important thing in your life, then that's your legacy.
At the end of the day, it's all gone. We're gone. So what we leave behind is really all there is. Hopefully we can have been mindful and been charitable and be kind to our fellow human beings.
One of Jeff's favorite expressions is just show up. And they show up.